Okay, I'm going to start on the driver's side kick panel. I really don't like having to use the factory plastic kick panel, but to me right now it's probably the most efficient way to do this. I don't mind cutting mine off and practicing with them or whatever. It's going to be a little harder to keep from having to cut some of the factory metal out behind this kick panel. Only reason is the factory parking brake cable, pedal, whatever you want to call it, is right here. And to get the angle that I'm looking for on this speaker for this side, I'm probably going to have to modify that pedal, or modify my pedal and send it out to my little bro so that he can just bolt this stuff in and it'll work correctly for him and still retain the factory e-brake cable and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm gonna do first is I want my ring to recess into this panel because I don't have a lot of room. So I want my ring to kind of recess into this panel, and I think I want to allow the ring to set a little bit inside of this area here, so that I could suck it in closer to the panel, and then that'll allow me to get a little bit greater of an angle. Instead of having to pull it out, I'm going to try to suck this in and then try to get a little bit better of an angle for the depth of the speaker, and also to position the speaker the way that I want. So I'm going to cut this plastic, as little plastic as I can, because like I said, I want to kind of keep this, I want to allow this to stay in the shape. It is in the factory shape best as possible. So as I set this ring up, I'm going to try to leave as much plastic as I can in there. And this time I'm going to actually let it cure inside the car, because it's more important for me to have that set up the proper way. And then I cut the back out like this side here, and then I end up laying some fiberglass inside of there. So once I get this side set up and resin like that, then I'll go ahead and add the strength that I want to add, and then do the finish work on it. So I make my little marks just to kind of keep my ring lined up where I want it, in case it falls or shifts or whatever. So I make a couple little marks just as reference points until I can get this set in. But you know, it basically allows me to get a little bit more of an aggressive angle without the ring having to stick further out. Just trying to get the trim ring set up at a decent angle. Like I said, on this side we do have the issue with the e-brake. Both the hood release lever and also the e-brake pedals here, so I can't get as aggressive as I want to on the angle. Got a couple more products. This isn't anything you need at all, but just showing what I'm using. It's Mobile Solutions thick adhesive. It bonds pretty quick, but when you couple that with this spray activator here, it really bonds instantly. And I like that because you don't have to wait for the stuff to set up. So I basically just put this I don't know if you could even hear me talking. There's a bunch of jets flying around my house for some damn reason. But anyways, I set I'm using dowels for this one just to make it easier. They're easier to cut and use to angle the wood. And basically I set it sets up real fast. I would say like within the second that you spray the activator on it. So you don't have to sit there and hold the wood at all or anything. I got a little bit right there because that's it just works out for me as far as the angle that the speaker is going to be setting. So this stuff works pretty good. So I have my ring set, I believe, at the right angle. I'll put it back in the car to double check, and then I'll get this one wrapped with fleece and ready to go. I just basically applied some adhesive and just secured the fleece to the trim ring mainly concentrated on the inside edge right here. I don't care about it sticking anywhere inside of here, but the better you get it stuck right here, the better it's going to be when you try to resin this stuff, so it won't lift on you. For stuff like this, I don't like using staples because the way that I countersunk this wood, the wood does like to split. It'll split in half on you, and then I don't know. I don't like that happening. So if you just take your time and do this, have a little patience and do it right, it'll hold and it'll turn out decent. So here we go. I'm gonna try to get this wrapped. My little helper's out here again, my little mama, so she's gonna take the camera from me and try to record some of the stuff as we go along. I basically want this as smooth as possible so that I don't have to do as much work later on. So basically I got this section here kind of the way I want it for the most part. So I'm just gonna go over to the top. So there you are there, and then that'll start forming the top portion right here and make it look pretty good. That's basically where we're at with it. Of course, it's wrinkled up a little bit down in here, but that's okay because I'm going to be sanding that portion of it off and just doing a little bit more work with some glass or something after I'm done applying the resin. But the basic shape is where I want it to be, and it wrapped okay. As long as it keeps kind of how it looks on the outside here, I'll be fine. And I ran out of brushes, so basically I'll be grabbing some brushes tomorrow, and I'll get this resined up and get both of these panels finished and ready to go. So that's where we're at.